recording right away. And then I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to share my screen. Like we are just moving right into it. And sincerely, tonight's discussion is a very interesting one. It's going to be a very interesting and very short one. Asolade Taye Precious, you're welcome, ma.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, please, if you can see my slide, just let me know, please.
Yeah, we can. Yes, I can. Yes,
Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to.
Yes, I can. Okay.
Okay, I think it should be bolder now.
Yes, I can.
Oh, all right, great. Very good, very good, very good. We can make progress from here. Nos, please, can you just help me by taking some screenshot of the meeting? Just take some screenshot of the meeting and you can help upload or send to me on WhatsApp, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, this is an information for everyone. If you are interested in learning UI UX design, signify in the chat section. If you are interested in learning UI UX design, you can signify in the chat session. If you don't know what UI UX design means, I don't know. Tonight is not the night to explain what it means. But if you know what it means and you are interested in really learning and getting deeper understanding, and you are ready to dive into the digital world, make extra money, make extra income, be part of the innovation happening in healthcare, you can just go into the chat box and signify, please. UI UX design, signify in the chat box. There might be 2 lucky winners that will be sponsored to take the course in the upcoming Care Codes Digital Health Digital Skills Bootcamp. So if you're interested in learning UI UX design, you can signify in the chat session. A brief meaning of UI UX design is those, you use a lot of applications on your phone. You use a lot of applications on your phone. You use a lot of softwares on your system. You visit a lot of websites. Now, what UI UX designer does is the layout, the functionality of those applications, of those softwares, of those web pages that you're seeing. They are the one in charge of building it. Also, apart from your software, apart from your mobile application, apart from the website, UI UX designers are also responsible for creating user interfaces for a lot of tech devices. For instance, the spacecraft, I mean the aeroplane, your jet, the user interface where the pilots navigate, where they press on buttons, do a lot of things, they are being designed by UI UX designers. They are being created by UI UX designers. Also, there are certain robots that have been programmed, and the interface and the way with which human is going to interact with that robot is being designed also by UI UX designers. There are a lot of ways, even apart from that, there are a lot of things UI UX design does. They do product design, a lot of things. So it's a very lucrative skill, very lucrative digital skill of the 21st century that should not be scarce amidst nurses, as we are going to be needing it very much in healthcare. So thank you so much. If you are interested, please just signify in the chat box. Oluwatobi is interested. Okay, just one person for now. All right, so let's just move right away into the discussion for today. So guys, good evening, everyone. Welcome once again. Tonight's discussion is a very short one, like I said. Sorry, please let me quickly send the link to someone. Someone is requesting for the link. Minutes, please. Someone is requesting for the link, yeah. So let's get more people to just benefit from this. All right, all right. Let me just do that in a minute. Please, you can mute yourself if your speaker is on. Okay, okay. Fertility. Okay, 2 people in the waiting room. All right, all right. Sorry for that little break. 2 people in the waiting room. All right, great, great. Now, okay, we have 12 people joined right now. Good evening, welcome, welcome, welcome as you join. So tonight, we are considering a very sensitive discussion and something that I believe will help a lot of us. Now, what I'll be discussing tonight is not only peculiar to attendant, the participant of this class or the students in this class. Also, there are some certain things that I would be talking to myself directly too. So let's just sit together and learn. Now we're going to be considering consistency. Consistency. On the flyer for this class, you would see that the title or the topic for tonight's discussion is why you are never consistent. And I promised to show you 3 reasons why you are never consistent. I promised to show you 3 reasons why you are never consistent. And I'm going to be doing that within the next, let's say 30, 45 minutes. Now, guys, I want to ask sincerely, and I'm putting this question out to everyone. If you know that you are finding it difficult to be consistent in one area or the other, can you just signify in the chat session? Now, what you are going to state in the chat session is that area you are finding it difficult to be consistent in. So let's do that in how many minutes now? In 2 minutes. Okay, Ibukum Mamidu is interested in UI UX design. Okay, sir, that is noted. Okay, so if you have any area, if you have any thing you are currently doing and you are inconsistent in, you can just indicate in the chat box now. Let's have it come in. Okay. Reading. Okay, someone said reading. Nondamilola, good evening, ma. You're welcome. Good evening, welcome. Okay, Nondamilola said reading. Reading. Okay, let's have more. Let's have more. Writing and reading. Okay. Okay, let's have more. Let's have more. Let's have more. Let's have more. Reading. Reading. Olarotimi Precious, you can type your own. Gideon, if you have any area, anything you're currently doing and you feel you are not consistent in, you can just state it here. Okay, writing and reading exercises, language class. Okay, someone is currently taking a language class and she has been inconsistent in this language class. Okay, reading, exercising, and okay, there's another reading. Laura Precious says reading. Okay, okay. Self-development. Self-development. You know, the self-development is actually in different parts, so it's a very wild one. But self-development, yeah, self-development, inconsistency in self-development. Okay, all right. I think we have enough. So let's make progress. Now, first, before I show you the 3 reasons why you are never consistent, before I show you the 3 reasons why we find it difficult to be consistent, I would like to give us a very simple and a very brief definition of consistency. Now, if you check your dictionary, Merriam-Webster, Oxford English Dictionary, consistency is always defined or described in different ways. You will see a lot of definitions, but I've been able to bring out this very, very short. Okay, Olabode Bisola is raising up her hand. Do you want to say something? Olabode Bisola, you can type anything you want to say in the chat box. and then we attend to it later. So let's just make progress from it.
She said she is interested in.
Okay, in UI UX. Okay. Okay, Olabode Bisola, I'm interested in UI UX. Okay, great. That is noted. That is noted. All right, all right. I'm noting it. I'm noting it. Okay, so I said I was going to give us a brief definition or a very simple and concise definition of consistency as relating to our discussion tonight. So consistency means, okay, before I go to that, to accurately describe or to accurately define what consistency means, there must be a set goal or a target goal. Now, when we talk about consistency, consistency is not just doing random things over and over and over and over again without something you are expecting in return. If there is no goal, if there's no target, you can't talk about consistency, because you can't really know if you are consistent or not if there is no goal you are working towards. I believe we hear that. You cannot determine if you are consistent or not if there is no goal you are working towards. For example, maybe, okay, I'm looking for a very good example. Now, let's say you are trying to read a book, but that book is you're just reading it for fun. You don't have a goal of maybe finishing this book within the next 30 days or within the next 15 days. So you are just reading it for fun. So that kind of activity, you can't really say whether you are consistent or not. So for there to be consistency, for us to be able to discuss consistency, we must understand first that there must be a target goal. There must be something you are working towards. For instance, someone that wants to lose weight, maybe someone that is overweight, let's say an obese patient with a BMI of, I believe everyone knows what BMI is. Yes, let me make the assumption. So let's say a patient with a stage 3 or stage 2 obesity with BMI of 33, 35, thereabouts. And then the patient has seen his physician, and then it is prescribed that she embark on a weight loss program of, let's say, at least 5 kilograms per 2 months. That the patient must lose 5 kilograms in 2 months. And then they place her on a particular exercise or on a particular exercise regimen. So she starts the first day. She continued the second day. The third day, she's there. And then the fourth day, we discover that she's no more going for the exercise. Now, in this kind of case, we can now say whether she's consistent or not, because we know that there is something she's hoping to achieve at the end of 2 months. I believe you're following. So the first thing you should know tonight is, without a goal, you can't really say if you are consistent or not. So the first thing is there must be a target goal. So now, what is the definition of consistency? My definition of consistency that I've been able to point out and that I've been able to summarize from every resources and references I was able to go through is a sustained effort of action over the long term. Take note of the bold words. Okay, I'm supposed to bold this sustained. So now, guys, listen very well. Consistency means a sustained effort of action over the long term. A sustained effort of action over the long time. Now, take note of this keyword, sustained. That word is very, very important. It has to be sustained before it is consistency. If there is no sustenance, in fact, consistency is sustenance. Sustained effort of action, that is, you are doing something, you are carrying out an action. A sustained effort of action over the long term. Now, this is the word that a lot of us do not want to hear. That long term, we don't always want to hear it. And that's one of the issues, that's one of the problems with consistency. Consistency is never and will never be short term. If you are talking consistency, it has to be a sustained action over a period of time. And then remember that you are expecting a result, or there is a goal you are working towards at the end of that long term. Now, I believe you're following. If you're following, you can just let me know in the chat box. If you're getting my points, just let me know in the chat box. If you're following, let me know in the chat box. Just say I. If you're following, just say I. All right, great. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Everyone is following. Okay, now let's move. Let's look at this image. Look at this image down here. Look at this image. If you can see that image, just type maize. Type maize. No, it's not maize. Type corn. Corn. If you can see that image, type corn. Olanike Shitsu, good evening. Okay, type corn. Nice one. We can see corn. Yeah. Nandamilola said consistently following. Yes, sir. Okay, now we can all see corn. Now look at it. Just follow that progression. We can see a seed of corn here, a seed of maize, a maize seed here, and then continuously moved from being ordinary maize after being subjected to a particular condition, which is assumed to be that action, begins to change, and then on to the next, to the next, till it reached the final or the mature stage, which is now popcorn. Corn is different from popcorn. I hope we know that. So if you are seeing the popcorn, type popcorn. Maybe somebody would get some giveaways to eat popcorn tonight. So if you like, don't type popcorn. But type, if you are seeing that popcorn now, type popcorn. Great, nice one, popcorn. A lot of people like popcorn in this class. I know Koinsola in particular likes some popcorn. Yeah. Okay, Precious to likes popcorn. Now we can see that what this illustration is trying to tell us is there is a sustained action. This single maize seed, the small one that is not yet popcorn, was subjected to a particular condition, was subjected to a particular action that made it, okay, was subjected to a particular action that is sustained over a period of time, and then eventually brings out the desired result, which is the popcorn. We know how we make, some of us know how popcorn is being made. You get the maize seed, you put it in your, what's it called now? Your popcorn machine, and then you put it on, it is subjected to it, and at first you won't hear anything, you just hear the machine rolling. The machine will just roll, and then within a few minutes time, you just begin to see the maize just pump, start popping. That's why they call it popcorn. Start popping, pop, and then you wonder what happened. It was subjected to a condition for a period of time. Now imagine, I want to ask now, imagine that, okay, count from your left, look, still on that same image. Count from your left, 1, 2, 3. Imagine the popcorn was taken away from that condition at that third level. I mean, imagine this corn, this maize seed was taken. Seriously, my meeting will end in 10 minutes. Are you kidding me? Okay, guys, let me quickly make this announcement. In case this meeting ends, maybe automatically ends itself, please, let's rejoin. I apologize for that. We tried making subscription, but there were some issues with online transaction. They said I've reached my dollar payment limit or something, and I couldn't get another one. So please, let's just log in immediately when the meeting ends itself, just in case it ends itself. I believe we get that instruction. So in case the meeting ends itself, let's rejoin to continue the class. All right, so I was saying something. Okay, I was saying something that, imagine this maize stopped at that third level and was taken away from that heat environment. Do you think we are going to get the popcorn? Now, a question. Do you think the popcorn is going to come, is going to form? Obviously, no. It's never going to form. It's never going to form. So stopping at that stage 3 and not continuing to get the desired result is what we call inconsistency. That is, the effort that was supposed to be sustained to get to the stage of popcorn have been stopped. I believe you're getting that. So now you're going to be seeing reasons why this inconsistency comes in place. But before we go to the reason why we are not consistent, I'm going to say this one again. Now, I want to make emphasis, or I will just say briefly, the power of consistency. Now, I know that a lot of us, some of us, or let me just assume that a lot of us listen to some sort of motivational speakers and all those things where they say aspire to Maguire, aspire to everything, listen to stuff to get yourself fired up and all those things. Yeah, and I believe that we've heard a lot of times, we've heard a lot of speakers, a lot of inspirational speaker, a lot of counselors, a lot of success and career coach tell us that consistency is the key. Is it true? Yes. Yes or yes? Yes. We've heard it a lot of times that consistency is the key. They will say, just be consistent. Just be consistent. And you start wondering, hey, this consistency, how do we now do it? Go. I've been trying to be consistent, but it's not for me. The consistency is not coming. What's going on? How do I stay consistent? You go and meet another person and say, sir, I was trying to do something, and what's the secret to achieving success? And they will tell you that just be consistent, just be consistent. Consistency is the key. If you've been in that shoe and they've told you that consistency is key, let me know in the chat box now. You're about to get deliverance this evening. We are having a deliverance session in this class tonight. You've heard consistency is key a lot of times, and you go back and remain inconsistent. Let me see your signature in the chat box now. Just say yes. Just say yes in the chat box. Let me know how many people we are doing deliverance for tonight. I can see them now. I can see them. Okay. All right. Now I can see them. Yes. A lot of please, ushers, get ready. Deliverance session is about to start. Ushers should get ready. Okay. Nosfatom says once upon a time. Yeah. Great. Now, guys, let me show us the power in consistency. Seriously, a wise man once said something. He says that you can start something with motivation, but without consistency, you can't finish it. You can start with motivation, but without consistency, you can't finish. Just meditate on that quote for 30 seconds. Just think about it. You can start with motivation, but without consistency, you can't finish. Just meditate on it. 30 seconds. This is side class. This is how we do in side class. This is why we are in side class. Nobody will tell you to meditate in your normal class. No tutor will come and tell you that, oh yeah, meditate for 30 seconds in class. Nobody sent you. But this is side class, a class of what is not taught in class. So for 30 seconds, meditate on this quote. You can start with motivation, but without consistency, you can't finish.
I'm supposed to go today, but because I have diarrhea, I cannot go. So,
Florence, please mute yourself.
Please try and mute yourself, please.
I'm trying to mute her from here, but all right, great. I think we should continue now. If you are done meditating on that, I think we can continue from here. Now think about this, guys. We know, you both you and I, the two both of us, that's not correct. But then the two both of us know that we can start a lot of things with motivation, but without consistency, we can't finish it. Now, try and begin to flash back now and remember those times when you want to get something done, and then you have a conversation with someone and the person bombarded you with a lot of talks. You can do it, you can make it, you can see everything you need is just be disciplined, just be serious. And then from that moment, guys, from that moment, you carried yourself. Okay, I think we are getting okay. Now, from that moment, you carried yourself, went back to your room, and then you begin to speak to yourself that I'm fired up, I'm inspired. Then that thing you are supposed to start, you started it. The fire is there, the motivation is there. You kept on going, you're going, you're making progress. And after 2 weeks, you discover that the initial energy you started with is not there. So what's happening? What went wrong again? Let's take, for instance, let me not sound too abstract. Let's take, for instance, now I think this one, I was a victim of this one sometimes ago, although I've repented and I know better now. But now, sometimes ago, I'm a fan of gym. Like, I want to build muscle. Now, don't laugh at me, guys. Please don't laugh. In Jesus' name, I beg you, don't laugh at me. Okay. Now, some people are already laughing inside their mind, but then just keep it to your mind. Don't let it come out. I'm a fan of gym, build muscles, build body, and all those things, and look good. At least don't look like a broomstick. And although I think that's what I'm looking like now, but then God is good. So during those days, I used to tell myself that, okay, guy, go to the gym, get dumbbell, do exercise, do press up, build body. And then for a period of time, I'm going to get someone to motivate me. Someone will say, well, now let's go to the gym. Papa, we'll wake up early in the morning. We'll go and lift dumbbell. We'll lift iron. We'll do press up. We'll do sit up. Do all those things. And we do it day 1, day 2, day 3. Like, I'm enjoying it. I'm feeling cool. Day 4, day 5, day 6, 7, 8, 9, day 10. The same person, the same me that started with very big burst of energy 10 days ago. The guy that started with me is now begging me, that guy, oh yeah, please now. Whereas I was the one begging him 10 days ago. Now he's the one begging me now that, oh yeah, please, are you not going to continue this thing? What happened between those times? What happened? Why was it so? Initially, what happened was, let me tell you what happened. What happened was, I was motivated initially, but then motivation is not enough to achieve my target result. Motivation is needed and it might be necessary to start, but we have to understand that it is consistency that can make us get that desired goal. I believe we are getting something. If you are getting some values in this class already, just let me know. Just drop some fire emoji in the chat box. Just drop some fire emoji in the chat box. If you're getting values already, let me know. Okay, all right, great. We can move on. Please remember, if this video goes off, if this Zoom meeting ends, please just do well to tap avoid procrastination. Okay, guys, so that we won't take much of our time. Now, let me just give us that one solution or one thing, and then I'll call it solution. So one thing you can do to be consistent, and that one thing is accountability. If you add that, type it on the group chat. Type accountability. Type it. Let me see. If you add what I said, just type it. Accountability. Some of us will be looking at accountability. How? Like how? How is that going to help me? How is that going to help me be consistent? Accountability. How come? Just ordinary accountability. Okay, accountability. Guys, see, there are some certain things that sounds common or that looks common, but those are the things that carries the real power. Those are the things. They look small. They sound very simple and very common, and everybody just ignore it like it doesn't exist. But these are the things that, if we understand very well, these are the things that carries the real power. The Holy Book, the Bible, says something when it was describing the smallest part of the body and how dangerous it is. The tongue, the Bible made us know that the tongue, as small as it is, it is in this small tongue that the power of what? Life and death lies. Imagine, as big as your head and your brain is, power of death and life is not there. As big as your liver is, the power of death and life is not there. As long as your leg and your hand and everything, as long as they are, the power of life and death is not there. But look at the tongue, very small, very small, very small. That is what carries it. So why am I saying this? I'm just trying to compare between, things that look very small, but then because they are small, we trivialize them, whereas they are those things that carries the real power. Accountability is very, very. I would have loved to share a lot of references, a lot of research results, a lot of testimonials, a lot of success stories when it comes to achieving consistency, but we don't have much time for that. But then I will tell us how accountability works. Now, accountability helps you to achieve consistency in the sense that there is something you want to achieve. And then being accountable is that you are able to report your progress to someone every day. Being able to make a report of your progress towards that goal every day. Guys, remember that I said initially at the beginning of this teaching that for there to be the discussion of consistency, there must be a goal we are working towards, right? Now, we are discussing solution now, and then I said accountability. Accountability is being able to make a report of your progress, of your daily progress to someone every day. Now, a lot of us have issues with this accountability because we are being accountable to the wrong person. I'm taking everything together now so that we can just wrap up very fast. A lot of us have issues with accountability because we are being accountable to the wrong person or to the wrong individual. If you want your accountability to be effective, it has to be to someone that can chastise you, someone that can change it for you, someone that you respect a lot, someone that you fear, someone that you honor and you refer so much. That is how your accountability is going to work. Without that, if you just carry one of your friends and say, my partner, let me be accountable to you. I want to, I want to build a reading habit. Okay, you want to build a reading habit. Then you said, okay, now they've taught us inside class to be accountable. Now you want to carry your friend that is not even serious about our own reading habits, and you say, my friend, I want to be accountable to you. You'll be helping me to monitor my reading progress. You are already inconsistent from the beginning. You can't achieve it that way because the friend you are being accountable to is not even the person that reads. So the day you did not report your progress, she doesn't care, she doesn't mind, she's not going to do anything for you. She's not going to talk to you, she's not going to give you extra work. She's not going to give you any extra punishment. I hope you're getting something. Yeah, I hope you're getting it. Yeah, accountability. You have to, in choosing someone, now I'm not going to say accountability partner because that word is a scam. Is my accountability partner. Accountability, see, that word is a scam. Forget, so as long as that person is a partner, like partner in crime, the two of you are partner in crime, forget partner. Look for someone that you refer so much, discuss your goal. I'm teaching you how to be accountable now. Tell the person your goal, what you are aiming at. Good morning, sir. I respect and honor you so much. Sir, I've been struggling to build a reading habit, but then I know that and I've learned now that accountability will help me to be consistent in my reading. Sir, I want to be accountable to you. My goal is to read at least one book per month. At least one book per month. And that is my goal. Sir, please, I will be reporting my reading progress to you every day. Every day. Then you're able to discuss with the person. The person says, fine, okay, and continues. Day one. Yeah, obviously, the first day, the motivation will be there. Yes, I now have somebody that I'm accountable to. Yes, Papa, you are doing your reading. Day 2, you continue. Day 3, you continue. Day 4, day 5. Now, day 6, the energy is dropping. But while the energy is dropping, it is in your subconscious that if I don't read these 10 pages, what will my, who do we call the person now? Maybe accountability. Okay, let's use the word partner. The person I'm accountable to is going to ask me. Now, note that you are not doing these things to please anybody, right? You are not doing it to please the person. You are the one that knows what you are looking for. So you are the one that went ahead to meet him and begged him, so let me be accountable to you. So it's not like you are doing it for his sake. You are doing it for yourself. But then, those days when you want to relapse and say, this reading self, I'm not even understanding what I'm reading. You remember that you have to report your daily progress to someone. And then that subconscious motivation is going to push you, even though you don't want to read, even though your body is telling you that since the day you've been reading, what are you getting? You are conscious that you have to report to someone. So when you don't want to do it, you will find no excuse. You will
from the subscribers, and we were unable to make purchase of our monthly subscription due to some logistics from Zoom.
Apologies for that. So let's drive this home. Let's drive this home. Yeah, so we were talking about having an accountability partner or someone you are accountable to. And the point I am trying to make here is that having someone you report your progress to every day as a way of creating a subconscious or an unconscious motivation in you to take those daily steps to achieving your goal. And that is how consistency is built, guys. See, your willpower can be very strong and then maybe do some things on your own. But if you're the kind of person that you find yourself starting something and not finishing it, please consider having someone you are accountable to. Consider having someone that you report your progress to every day. Every day. Doing this over time, you would do it to a point where you don't need anybody to help you remain consistent again. Now, I will share my story again. I used to have issues being consistent with reading books. As much as I love reading books on personal development, productivity hacks, career development, and all those things, I was at a point in time I couldn't finish one book. Like I'll start it, I won't finish. I'll read, I'll be motivated for like 1 week, 2 weeks, and then after that, I'll dump it. I'll start some things, I won't finish it. But then one of the things that helped my consistency or that helped me to develop that culture and habit of consistency is that I have someone I report my progress to. At first, I thought that was just some luck, but then I have recommended this approach for a number of persons, and then it has yielded tremendous results. I have a number of students come to my DM a number of times and say, sir, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to build that culture of reading my book every day, of doing this every day, and then it's looking like I'm not serious. It's looking like I'm not this. You know what I tell them? I don't even say, sorry, aspire to Maguire, be motivated, be disciplined. What I do is we create a timetable together, or we create a plan together. We create a plan. We remember that goal, that target. If target is not there, obviously you will be very, very inconsistent. Very, very inconsistent. If the target or the goal is not there, you'll be inconsistent. So the first thing is we'll draft out the goal. What are we looking at achieving? Now, when we have the goal and the target on ground, then what I will just do is to achieve this goal, these are the things to do every day, every day, every day, every day for you to achieve that goal. Now, you know what you are supposed to do and you know what you want to get. Now, start doing it. And then while you are doing it, come to my DM every day and tell me what you've done for that day. And guys, I tell you, I wish I could take some screenshot. Well, it will be an invasion of privacy, but I wish I could just take some screenshot from my DM now and then share it here for us to see some of the tremendous results that accountability has yielded for a lot of people. You think it is difficult to read? Have someone you have to report your reading to every day. You think, okay, you are trying to build a culture of writing. You know that you have the gift of writing. You have potentials of writing. You like writing and you know all those things. And then you find it difficult you write today. The next 1 week is when you are going to write again. Have somebody that will vet your writing every day. Have somebody that must see what you write every day, or maybe every two days. Consistency might not be like you are doing it like every day, like do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That might not be the sequence. It might be that every two days, two days interval, 2 days interval. You do it today, you do it in the next 2 days, next 2 days, in the next. That's another form of consistency. So have someone that can ask or that you have to report your progress to. See, as little and as simple as this thing sounds, try it for the next 1 month, 2 months, and come back to side class to give your testimony. Yeah. Try it and come back to side class to give your testimony. Accountability is very, very powerful. And that is one of the key solutions that key ways of achieving or attaining or getting or being consistent in anything we are doing. I hope we are very clear. These are the things I want to share with us tonight. I hope we got something. Before we round up, just let me know if you actually got something from tonight's class. If you got something very tangible, you got something meaningful from tonight's class, let me know. Buzz me up in the chat box. Let me know that, yeah, I got value. Just drop some emoji in the chat box. Yeah. Nice. So this is one way for you to, achieve consistency in anything you do. Now, there are many ways. There are many other ways, right? But then, I assure you, go back after this class and try this one way. Remember, do it appropriately. And how do you do it appropriately? You do it appropriately by getting someone that you can be, that you can be accountable to. Yes, that's the very first right thing you need to do. And then the second thing you need to do is get your goals. Be clear about, if you are not clear about what you want to achieve, forget it. That consistency cannot be there. You are just joking. Be clear about what you want to achieve. Then, after being clear about what you want, the third thing is, I outline the steps, the step-by-step procedure, what you have to do one after the other to get that result. So excuse me 1 minute, class. Excuse me 1 minute. All right, guys, sorry for that break. Now, I said be clear about what you want. Now, after being clear about what you want to achieve, outline the steps. Like what are the things I have to do to achieve this particular result? After outlining these steps, guys, don't wait for any other thing. Don't wait for somebody to come and push you and start. While you are waiting for somebody to come and push you and start, think of what you are about to lose if you don't take that step now. Think of what is at stake if you don't start taking action now. You like to write, but you're feeling lazy to write. Think of what you're going to lose if you don't start writing now. You could be limiting yourself. You could be short-charging the potentials that God has put in you, and you just remain in one corner and be irrelevant. If you are not reading those books now, if you are not reading those your class notes, those your academic notes, those personal development and stuff, and the things you want to read, remember that there will be some days your child is going to ask you a question, and then you start looking like you tell him, go and ask your mommy or go and ask your daddy. That's not a good response. Remember, or always think of the outcome when you are at that state of starting. So get the things you have to do, start right away, get someone you can be accountable to that will monitor and track your progress every day. And with that, you are going to experience, or you are likely going to experience, a level of consistency in anything you do and in everything you do. Yeah, so that is what I want to share with you guys tonight. If you have any question, you can just drop it in the chat box. If you have any question, just let me know. And while we are taking the question, or while I'm expecting the question, I would like to recommend this book to everyone to read. I would like to recommend this book. Let me search for the name of the book now. The title of the book is The Atomic Habits. I want to check for the author again. Atomic Habits. Okay. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Yeah. So if you're looking forward to building a consistent habit, I'm typing the name in the chat box now. Get that book, guys. Get that book. If you are struggling to build a consistent habit, or you're trying to build consistency, or you're trying to get to understand how little steps can lead to big results, or the principles of accountability that we've discussed, if you're looking forward to getting to know more of it, you can just get this book. It's about 200 and something page. If you read 20 pages every day, you're going to finish it within a few weeks. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Please get it and read it. Tomorrow is 1st of June. This could be your project for June. Get this book. Make this book be the book you are going to read in the month of June. The first 3 weeks in June, read 20 pages every day. You're going to finish this book, and I assure you, you're going to get a lot of value from this book. And I read this book, and it's changed my life, sincerely. So I highly recommend and greatly recommend this book for you guys. So everyone, thank you so much for participating in tonight's class. So for the people that indicated their interest in, okay, before we go to that, does anybody have any question, or you have anything to say? Can you just signify? I will allow you to unmute yourself and talk to us. If you have something to say, a question, a clarification, or you want to add something, an addition, just signify in the chat box. I will unmute you, and you'll be able to speak to us. Consola is raising up her hand. Okay, Consola, you can go ahead and speak. Grace, I see you. You go right after Consola.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for this lecture. I'll say thank you, but then I want to add to it that in terms of when you are trying to choose someone you want to give account to, that you are trying to make accountability to, it should be of a person of the same like mind, not someone that will not at least add to what you are trying to do. Or like, okay, fine, the person might ask you to come up with, what have you gained today? What have you learned in what you are trying to achieve? Okay, the person should be in position to at least add to it, okay, correct you in some parts, you might not have the chance or the time to explain all what you've read or something. But then the person should be able to encourage, add more value to whatever it is. And also to be open-minded to corrections. Like the person should be able to correct you and you won't take it as an offense. So you understand. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Konyisola, for that contribution. That's a very valuable contribution there. You remember I said when we started discussing accountability that, guys, don't deceive yourself by being accountable to someone that is not of the same mind with you. You are trying to be consistent in reading, and then you are looking for a friend that does not even read, and you want to be accountable to that kind of friend. Well, forget it. That's not accountability. Like Konyisola have rightly said, please, when you're getting someone to be accountable to, make sure it is someone that can guide you, that is of like minds, that that even when you're not doing things right, the person can bring perspective to something and lead you and guide you in a very good way. Thank you, Konyisola, for that contribution. Thank you so much. Yeah, Grace, you can go ahead, unmute yourself and speak, please.
All right, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for the lecture, sir. So this is my question from the 3 points that we looked at tonight. The last point says that life happens, and then you cited example of tax probably due to work, and then you just, and maybe for somebody that just started doing, maybe started reading, and then how should the person pick up him or herself and then continue with what he or she has started doing?
Okay, sorry. Your network was breaking at a point. Can you just summarize that question again, please?
Sir, so this is my question.
Okay.
Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear clearly now.
Yes, I said from the points that we treated tonight, the last point says that life happens.
Yeah.
Somebody who just started writing or who just started developing him or herself in writing, and then maybe life happens at that point in time, how will the person be able to pick up him or herself again and get back into doing or into writing?
Yeah.
That's my question, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I was expecting that question. I was expecting someone to ask that question. Thank you so much for asking that question. Now, guys, when life happens, now let me share my screen again and show you something. Let me share my screen again and show you something. Can we see my screen? Yes, I believe you should be able to see my screen now. Yes, it is still about this baby. This baby. Guys, when life happens, see, there's no cheat code, or there's no orijo, or there's no secret to maybe maybe overcoming that phase or something. Yeah, things can go wrong, things can happen, it might be good, it might be bad, and then you're unable to do some certain things you're supposed to do. But then if you miss that particular action or that particular act that day or at that moment, don't let it go beyond that moment. Life does not happen every day. It's just, it might be once in a while. So once in a while is not that could not be seen as maybe being as defaulting from your consistent actions. Although there's a break, but everybody knows and everyone understands. And that is why we included it in part of the reasons why inconsistency happens. Life happens, things can happen, and then that are beyond your control. So for things that are beyond your control, that robs you the chance and opportunity of doing the things you're supposed to do. Guys, if it happened one time, the next day, please continue from where you stop. Now look at this boy, this baby boy in the second image. This boy is going to fall, like Nondamilola told us the other time. This baby is going to fall. Why? It's not his fault. It's the situation beyond his control. Yeah, he's trying to learn to walk. He's trying to, take those steps and move and walk and all. But then this baby is going to fall. But let's learn from this baby. Immediately the baby falls, he can cry at that point. He can do everything, throw tantrums and do a lot of things at that point. but this baby is still going to stand up. This baby is still going to stand up. I'm going to take that same step again. So my advice and my recommendation is, when life happens, when things go wrong and maybe some unexpected things happen and you are unable to do the things you're supposed to do, let that day go and continue from where you stop. Now, there is a clause to this part. A lot of us, when things happen like that, and maybe one day we are unable to do that thing we've been doing, a lot of us will just sleep there. We from that point migrate into comfort zone. So because you didn't read your 20 pages of book yesterday because you came back late from work, or night duty was very busy and you're very tired and you couldn't read those 20 pages, the following day, what you are supposed to do is, at least night duty is not busy today, continue from where you stop. But then if you now see it as I didn't read yesterday, you would be tempted to say, I didn't read yesterday, and then you continue in that state of not reading. That's how you are going to default to. And this is one of the reasons, again, why accountability is very important. Because when you default today and then you report to the sir, night duty was very busy today, I couldn't read and all, the person is going to ask you tomorrow, even if your body is telling you not to read the following day, because you have to report, you would create time. You will create that space to cover those things you're supposed to do at that particular point in time. So when life happens, just, you know that these are situations beyond your control. The right thing to do is, please, as soon as you resolve the issues on ground, go back to where you stop and continue. Thank you. I hope I'm able to answer that question. All right, do we have any other question? Do you have any other question? All right, I think there's no more question. There's no more question. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining tonight's class. Seriously, thank you so much. So, guys, today is my birthday. I don't know. You can sing. Please sing for me. Today is my birthday. All of you, make all of you unmute your mic and sing for me, or else I'll not end this class.
Ready.
All of you, unmute your mic and sing. I will not end this class if you do not sing. And side class will not continue. Unmute your mic now and sing. I'll count 1 to 3. If you do not sing, we are not doing side class again. Hey, Father, nobody is singing. Everybody is shy.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to you.
I'm dancing.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Come, thank you so much. Come and send the birthday package to birthday boy. They receive gifts. So thank you so much, everyone. Now, as birthday giveaway for side class, for those that are opportune to be in class tonight. Now, there is a digital skills training that will be coming up very soon by one of the digital health startups in Nigeria, who will be training registered nurses and other healthcare professionals to acquire certain digital skills. And it's going to be starting June, in fact, this coming weekend. So, guys, if you are interested in learning UI UX design, I'm going to be sponsoring 2 people from side class, and that you've participated in tonight's class. I'm going to be sponsoring 2 people to acquire a digital skill in UI UX design. So if you are interested, please, before 10 p.m. What's the time now? 9:46. Before 10 p.m., send me a DM on WhatsApp. If you are interested, before 10 p.m., send me a DM on WhatsApp, and you might be lucky to be sponsored to take a $25 worth of training for free. You might be privileged to get the sponsorship to take a $25 worth of training for free. So you can just do that before 10 p.m. Yeah. So I think this is where we're going to draw the curtain for tonight's class. Please, guys, share side class with your friends, share with your colleague. If side class has been helping you and you've benefited and gained from side class, please don't be a selfish person. Invite your friends, invite your enemies, invite everybody, be part of side class. Thank you so much, guys, for participating in tonight's class. See you next month. Good night.